Good day, traders. Hope you guys are doing great. Another Sunday market breakdown for my watch list. First and foremost, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Let's start, guys. AUD Swiss franc. From a daily perspective, we can see that this market is very bullish still. Yes, we are sitting at this area, but we can also see somewhat of a continuation towards the upside. We can also see we are sitting at this high over there, whereby we can see if the market then gives us selling opportunity or buying opportunity. So for me personally, I am neutral on this pair, but I love how the market is shaping up so far. From a H1 perspective, right? So with me taking CLs, I would only take CLs underneath this area. If the market does this, and then we can get somewhat of a entry over there. Maybe 10 top stop loss would be great. Into this low over here would be 323 and 4.2. But it's not about the profit, it's not about the outcome, it's more about the process, the thesis of the market, right? What I can also expect is maybe the market then trying to catch the first buyer on the wrong side here, trap move, take this area, push up, and then a flag, and then we can go higher, right, for the impulse correction continuation. So I am neutral on this one, just waiting for the market to really show its end, and then I just act according to the market, right? The next pair is we have a CAD Swiss franc. CAD Swiss franc, me and my team last week took a lovely pause. We took this move over here, this buying opportunity, closed out for 3.5%, was running in 5%, but we closed in we locked in 3.5, which is good, right? So with this case, right, a lot of people will see this, okay, it's the V-shape 100%, but now for me personally, right, I would only take the out of the market then. Let's say for instance the market forms here, this can almost act as a head and shoulder formation. Then the market sells down and gives a flag underneath this. Then I would be willing to take maybe a 10 pip stop loss again into this low, it's 2.8, into this low over there for the daily would then be 6%. Like I said, it's not about the outcome, it's more about the thesis behind the trade, the process about the trade, right? I'm also aware that the market then can give somewhat of a continuation pattern, something like this, tap, push up, flag, and then we go higher, right? Very likely. So we just want to see how the market then reacts towards this area, if the market's going towards the upside or the market is then going towards the downside. But I would wait for a push up, and then I would take a flag, and then I would go long on CAD Swiss franc. But I love the structure and the positioning of this pair, right? Euro AUD, lovely pair for the week, right? I just quickly want to go on the daily to show you where we are within this market, right? We can see it's somewhat of a daily range to play here, right? A daily range play. We can also see we sold off from this position last week 100%, but we can also see from here we had this reversal, push up, flare, continuation, right? So where the market is sitting currently right now, we can be neutral because we can see the market then pushing up, giving a flag, and continue going higher, or we see the market then forming a continuation towards the downside, and then we see how this market, this pair for the coming week, right? But it's all about, like I said, waiting for the market, right? We can see there's also this area we should look out for. Let's say the market does this, a 3 touch on the H4 or H1 would be great for me personally, and then I would take a selling opportunity like this. Maybe the highest I'll go 30 pips on this one. Into this low would be then almost a 3% to this low 5, and then 7%. But also, right, be on the lookout for something like this that can happen, right? Whereby the market then sells off first, catching the sellers on the wrong side of the market, then pushing up, and then forms a continuation pattern above this. Then 100% I'm gonna buy this, maybe like a 20 pip stop loss into that 5%. Then we also have something like this, whereby now you can see we have this first touch, second touch, looking for the third touch up towards the upside. We can also see then the market then really giving us those longs into areas like this. So with Euro AUD, lovely pair for the week, just neutral. Pound Aussie, the same thing more or less. If you can see on the daily time frame, we are like somewhat ranging, forming a ranging market or continuation market at the end of the day. But if you look at this one, where the market is coming from, this low, this would act as a mass psychology, push back in, we have a flag, push up. Now this is on the daily time frame, right? So either we're gonna get, for this coming, we're gonna see some H4, H1 continuation. We can take this into this low 100%, but we should also be on the lookout. If you look at H4, where areas like this low, you maybe see something like this, push up, form a flag, and then continue taking this into this areas like this. Now there's a reversal channel over there. So it's all about just waiting for the market, but the CLs on this one looks cleaner. It looks clean 100% because we can see the trends. We had the sequence and the position. The PSE model aligns with what we see, right? But like I said, we have to wait. Also with the DXY, we have to wait and see what the market does. Now we have pound cat also from a daily looks clean. We can see we have some bullish momentum. We can also see we have this continuation, the market dip into this. Now we have the impulse, correction, continuation, probably, right? Or this acts as a reversal. Now you can see this can also act as a running channel, right? We can see the market dipping into this area. We have a push towards the upside, but this one looks clean for the buys for me personally, right? I won't be looking for CLs on this one, strictly buys. If I can get something like this from the market, would then be clean because it broke past this last high. So we can also see the market dipped into this area. We had a reversal, pushed up, flag. So if we can get this flag, would be then great to take this way. Maybe a 15 to 20 pip stop loss of 10 to 20, not to smother the trade, but then into this high 5.7, into something like this, more swing style 11%. Like I said, don't focus on the outcome, focus more on the process of the trade. We have pound NZD. This one also very clean for me personally from a daily perspective. We can see where the market is going. We're anticipating for that bullish run towards the third touch over there. We can also see this can almost act as a middle section. Not the cleanest, yes, but the structure. We can see we have an impulse up. We have a daily bullish flag forming, possible bullish flag. We can also see where there's double bottom, where the push up. So all I'm waiting for really is just more that H1 continuation pattern, and then I am willing to take this into this high, probably something like that, maybe a 20 to 30 pip stop loss, or into this high for maybe 8%. Then we can maybe say, okay, we have 30 pip stop loss on this one, not to smother the trade, but we want to see either H1 or H4 continuation, and then we can take this pair towards the upside. USD CAD also, like I said, depends on the daily on the DXY. We can see we have this first touch, second touch, looking for the third touch about there. We can see aggressive bullish run. Now usually with this kind of runs, right, you normally see the market then forming maybe deeper corrections before moving then towards the upside, because now you see impulse, correction, continuation, whereby you can see highs like this also come into play, or eventually this ultimate high about that area on top there. So it's all about just waiting for the market. So let's say there is CLs coming. I would one then take CLs on this, because we can see with this value error it showed down. We have a gap towards that, got filled, nice candle, but this would have been great if it was a bearish rejection, but it's fine. So if we can see the market pushing down, giving a flag, I believe this is great to take maybe lows, highs like this for a retest, or even areas like this. So if you go down to the H4, we then see the market very corrective. Even on the H1 it's more clear, right? So I would only take CLs underneath this area, then I would entertain CLs. But for now we can get something like this, maybe a push up, and we get that flag, and I am then taking USD CAD into this high over there. Like I said, just anticipate, it's all just about the DXY, something like this into that high, where then we look for the CLs. EuroCAD also, EuroCAD looks good. So EuroCAD we can see from a daily perspective where we are sitting currently, right? We are sitting that, but we can see how we approach this level. So this almost acts like a running channel also, right? We can see we are sitting at this size. I like how this H4 closed over there, but you can see we have this two-touch market is coming from a two-touch. But also if you go to the H1, you then see we have this high over there, right? Now what I like about this is we have a gap towards that area, we have that follow through. So all I'm waiting for underneath this area is just a three-touch continuation. If I can get a tight flag over there, I would then play this range 10 pip stop loss into this. Like I said, don't focus on the outcome of percentages, more about the process. I am also like I said, looking to see how the market then reacts. The bulls look better for me personally, right? The CLs can work 100%, but if we can get maybe like say H4 H1 continuation, right, with this pair, would then be really lovely, right? Because we can see where this area, the market approached that area with a three touch over there. We can clearly see reversal. So we're just looking for that bull flag to form to then really take it towards the upside, something like this. Maybe a 15 to 20 pip stop loss. But yeah, AUD USD, right? On the H4, we can see we are sitting at this area whereby the market dipped. The market gave us a reversal, market short up, but didn't really commit from the failed bullish structure. The market sold down. Now we can see the market really formed almost like a reversal. So what I anticipate something like this. Maybe we can push down, push back up. Now if we can get something like that, also depending on the DXY, we can then see this thing into this highs or even towards this area where this move has started, right? But also if that doesn't happen, right, for the CLs, then this would play as act as a running channel, push us down, then I would entertain CLs underneath this lows, because now it broke past this level impulsively, wait for the flag, and then I'm taking this towards the downside. AUD NZD also clean. You can see from a daily perspective we have this channel over here, right, this pattern. Now this can act as a reversal or running channel, right? So we can see we are targeting this with this aggressive movement, right, this area of value. So now where the market is sitting, right, me personally, I won't be looking for CLs on this one, more buys, right? So what I really, if the market can do this, I'll be really happy, right? Whereby the market forms a continuation here. Now this is now a failed bullish continuation, and then the market sells off. It sells off into this area, pushes up, gives me a flag, and then I am entering this 100% into this high over there, something like this, maybe 15 to 20 pip stop loss, the maximum. Now that would be a great area for me to buy. You can also see it's above this area, taking into that point over there or footprint, right? Then I would take this market 100%. So the last play on my list is, on my wildcards, is Euro USD. So like I said, with the DXY, we can see clearly we broke past this area, right? Just gonna remove this. Now we're sitting at this hook point over there. We can see slight break, but it closed above that area. That's the key. But also this candle, very nice rejection, and it's also a bullish rejection, quite nice. But we can also see there's a gap towards this, and there is a gap towards the daily area of value. So on the H4, we can see we had a push, we had that retracement, right? So for me personally, I won't be looking for sales around this area, more buys. Something like this, I don't think it's for me personally, it's in my preference. I won't take this buys into that. Maybe if it breaks this area, then I know it's clear out of all this, because then taking a buys around here, this thing can then just form some deeper structure and then before really going, right? So I would really maybe want the market to take, let's say it buys towards this area and there's a push towards the downside. Sales would then make sense in this instance over here. Only when it respects this, then we have that V shape, right? But further than that, I would really want this market to push past this, move back in, and give a flag. This is what I would really then want from the DXY. Then we can maybe get some I from Euro USD, where we have this reversal, we have the push, then we have this is a long-term bullish run coming. Because if I zoom out, now we see then the market maybe like this can be like TP areas. Because if I go to the daily time frame, you would then see even on the weekly time frame, from a weekly perspective. Right, I'll just quickly remove this so you guys can see clearer. You can see from here. So now we can see really bullish momentum coming. Also, even just from here would still be a great place to buy this market. But we want to see that slight break, move up, and then this impulse correction continuation place. But then if it steers to the downside, flag, not the cleanest, because now it can play out 100%, take this area and then the buys come, right? It's all about patience. So guys, wishing you a profitable week ahead, and like I said, follow the trading plan, don't rush trades, and see you guys soon again.